Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. What you gonna do? I don't know, but something's gonna grow. Well, you guys, I have been a busy bee this week and it's 4:52 p.m. Let's light the candle, y'all. Ooh, and I still need to clean the glass on this table, so excuse that. I just saw that when I started filming. I just saw how it looks there, so I need to get that clean. I forgot to do it. Let's light this candle up. It's a Yankee candle. This is a discontinued scent that I love, and I found some on eBay a few years ago, and I bought 5 of them. So now I'm down to like 3. I have 3 left, and it's the linen scent. I love that the smell of this candle. Okay, I'm just lighting it up. But anyway, as you can see, all the dehydration stuff is put away. That candy onion from last week is still there. I'm going to get that cut up later this evening and in the freezer. And that's it. But as you can see, it's almost back to normal in here. I still have more to do. As my favorite lawn person on YouTube says, Midlife Stockman, is not the best, but it's better. I need to pull all the dishes out. As you can see, the condenser needs to be dusted. So I'm not done, but I think it's a lot better than what it was looking. I've been working on the living room. Yeah, my area over there is still a hot mess, but I'm working on it. I need to get dusted, but I want to finish every room first before I get to the details and all that. So, I strung up my peppers. The string was so long I had to double it. And I hung them here next to the red peppers. And there I see one is changing colors already. And then the peppers over here by the window, they have really changed. Aren't they pretty? Someone asked me if I used them for decorations. I was like, no, they're going to be used for... Shut up, Oklahoma. I know y'all hear all that. Sorry. No, they're going to be used for cooking and whatnot once they dry. It's going to take a minute. By Christmas time, they should be ready to use. But didn't they turn out beautiful? I think so. Okay. And then I've been working on the counter and everything. And I've been working on the laundry room. I got all the rugs washed. I got the floors mopped. All that's done. All that's left now for me to do the major stuff in is that back room. Oh my God, that's the worst. And my bedroom. I need to get my flannel sheets out, my blankets out, get all that stuff washed up and freshened up so that I can usher in winter and usher in hibernation. Okay, why I am here today, you guys, and this shouldn't take too long. Let me move my walker over. Well, no, let me keep it right here. I need to clean it. Move the Cadillac. Okay. I put it here in case I have to sit down. Every now and then I have to take a seat for a minute or two. But right now, my legs seem to be doing good. I'm putting on my gloves. I've already washed my hands. Okay. I went to the fish market on today. Now, I go to the fish market every now and again. Usually maybe once every 3 or 4 months, sometimes sooner, sometimes later, only when I get a taste for catfish. So I went and I bought some catfish on today, and I thought that I would show you guys how I stretch it. See, now with me living alone, it's quite easy to do. You know, if you have a family, this may not count, but if it's like 1 or 2, maybe even 3 of you, you can stretch out your meals. Before we get to that though, look, this is the bell pepper. I forgot that I had this little half-pint bottle here. So I poured my half-pint in this, and then my pint I put away. Oh, I hid all my peppers, y'all, with the exception of what's on the table. Now, the mixed pepper is what I'm using on salads and stuff, and I'm using this for cooking. I cooked those green beans. On Saturday, I decided to make a pot of mixed green beans, and when I say those peppers took it to the next level, it was good. And I finished all that off on yesterday. And then I didn't show y'all how I store my rice. I only like jasmine rice, so this is here. now that other stuff is moved off of the counter. Okay, let's get to the topic before I spiral out of control yet again. Okay, you guys, so, okay, what I bought today, I bought some catfish, and I don't have my magoos, but I remember the price. The catfish for a pound was $12.45. It's 12 something, but you can see it, I can't. But it's 12 something for a pound. I think this cost me $12.47 or something like that, what he told me. And that was for a pound, and he gave me 4 fillets. And then every time I go to get catfish, I always buy 2 scallops. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to lower the camera. Now, this is how you stretch it out. Because if it's just you or 2 or up to 3 people, you can stretch this meal or stretch this food. Now, I brought out 5 freezer bags. I don't know exactly how many y'all get, but I brought out 5, and I will mark them. So when I get home, and we're getting ready to lower the camera, when I get home, I usually unwrap the fish. I give it a quick rinse, and of course, it's rinsed again when I get ready to cook. These are some small fillets. They're not as big as they usually are. It looks like they've already cut them. Oh, no. That one they did, but this one they haven't. Okay. I'm noticing something, too, with butchers and stores and whatnot. I noticed that they're giving you less of an amount, but charging you more. Although, see, now this, I didn't actually get 4 fillets. He told me I had 4 fillets. No, I have 3 full fillets, and then they took, and there's a fillet cut in half, which is okay because that is what I do anyway, but it's less fish than what I thought I had for that $12. And I'm going to mention that to them the next time I go there. So we're going to cut these just like those. And they better be glad that that's how I always do it, because if that wasn't, if I was the type who wanted a full fillet, I would have went back and said, listen, y'all messed me up here. Don't do that again. So instead of me having 8 strips like I thought, I'm going to have 6 strips. Okay, so what I do is I cut my fish into strips, because I've never liked full whole catfish fillets to begin with. And yes, it's slippery, y'all. Okay, and I'm going to give it another rinse. It's not really slimy, it's just slippery. Okay, we're going to set the knife there on the bag. But anyway, I'm going to give it another quick rinse. Okay, and then what I do, I take the strip. Now, okay, so I said 4 fillets, but actually it was 3 fillets. So we have 6 strips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I'm going to do is take the strip, and I cut the strip in half like this. So this is 1, 2 pieces. 3, 4 pieces. 5, 6 pieces. 7, 8 pieces. 9, 10 pieces. 11 and 12 pieces. Should have been 14, but let me get off of that and get over it. It is what it is. Okay, so look at all that. See, now, when I cook catfish, I don't like catfish nuggets, never have, because they take the biggest, fattiest part of the catfish, the scavenger part, as I call it, for the nuggets. So I've never liked catfish nuggets, but I like catfish, love it, actually. So I like, you know, pieces like this and in the middle, that type of thing. So when I cook it, I usually cook it like maybe 3 pieces at a time. So we'll see how much it's going to get me. See, now people with families, they'll sit there and cook a whole bunch of fish at the same time. But since it's just me, I don't need a whole bunch of fish. You know, and some people, some single people will sit there and cook up 10 pieces and all that stuff. I never do that. Let me put this right here in this, because this will go in the freezer until next week's garbage, or I'll put it out in the garbage, since it's cool now. Oh, and by the way, you guys, we have gotten our first frost. We got our first frost the night before last, and we got our second frost last night under a frost advisory, and yes, it hit. My tomatoes are still holding up because the sun has shone for the past 2 days, and so they've bounced back. We had rain, so that's all that's outside, the tomatoes and the potatoes. The potatoes, I'm going to cut those. I'm going to cut the plants this weekend because they're dead anyway. I will pull up one to see if anything is happening underground. If it is, good, but I'm leaving those until next year. They're going to be Irish Way. I planted them 3 days or 2 days before my birthday, or was it 2 days after? So that was in July, August, September. They should technically be ready by November. I don't know. If it's some potatoes under there, I will go on and get them, but I know me. I have yet to be successful with growing a large potato. So therefore, if it's teeny tiny potatoes off the plant that I do pull, I'm going to pull one of them just to see. If it's teeny tiny, I'm leaving them in the ground and they can come back next year, either start off the new batch or they can continue to grow. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 pieces. Actually, I'll put 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many pieces do we have? 12. And yes, I need smaller bags, but when you're buying dollar store bags, they don't sell the smaller freezer bags. So I had to get this. And they only cost $1 because I went to my favorite dollar store, which is an off-brand dollar store, but my gloves right here, $3 a box for the big giant box. Love them. They also have my dish towels. You all have seen my brand new dish rags that I use to wash dishes. A pack of 3 for $1. I have bought so many of those things, and I keep them in a tub, and I switch them out every day of the week. In fact, here's one right here. This hasn't been switched out yet, but this is what they look like. I love that dollar store, and I forgot the name of it. They sell some of everything. They have a hodgepodge of stuff, and that is my favorite store as far as dollar stores are concerned. And now that DT has went crazy, I'm going there even more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2 bags. So I think I'm going to get 4 bags all together. Oh, I'm not going to seal them yet because there's something else I'm going to do. But like I was saying, yes, I usually cook 3 pieces at a time, but since these are kind of small, because sometimes your fillets are a lot larger. 3. Okay, I got 3 bags. 4. Okay, but this is going to be 3 meals for me. Yeah, I don't cook a whole bunch of fish at the same time. Some people do, and that's your choice. You know, I'm not knocking anyone who does. This is just how I do it since it's just me. Okay, then I always buy 2 scallops. So we're going to rinse those off. And sometimes the scallops are smaller, sometimes they're bigger. Usually they're this, for my friend who works the counter, I'm gonna get at least this size, but sometimes the whole batch are gigantic and I just get bigger scallops. So what I do is I cut these in half. There's 1, there's 2, and that gave me 4 pieces. So I only have 3 bags, so I always add a scallop. A half scallop to a bag. 1, 2. Yeah, now that we have an odd number, we'll add 1 to here. So we're going to go on and just stick this one. We'll just stick it on in there. So this one has 2 scallops, which is fine. And I actually have a scallop in the freezer that I bought the last time. It's frozen, so I'll add that scallop. I'll cut it in half and add a half to each of that. So each bag will have 2 scallops. 2 scallops and 3 pieces of catfish. And then I put my sides with it. And that's how you fill yourself up, you guys. I usually make a salad with it, with my homemade pepper, in it, the pepper flakes. I'll make a salad. Usually I'll put a vegetable with it or some potatoes. They don't have to be fried potatoes. Sometimes they can be, I've used like hash browns where I've shredded them and made hash browns. Sometimes I will do French fries. Sometimes I'll do my smothered potatoes. Also, hold on. Let me rinse these gloves and get these in the garbage here. Because all this, I'm going to put this in the freezer because I don't want my garbage can to smell. I can put this in the freezer, freeze this up, and then next week when garbage day rolls around on Tuesday, just put it out in the garbage. Okay, so I at least saved two bags here. Okay, so yeah, so I take the catfish, the scallops, and then I'll make a salad to go with it. Then I'll make some sort of potato. I have hush puppies in there. I'll take the hush puppies, those fried, not those fried, those pepper strips that I got. See, last year I had pepper strips. They were the Italian ale. This year I have the shepherd's pepper strip. I'll grab maybe 5 or 6 of those, cook those. So we're looking at the 4 pieces of catfish, the shepherd's pepper strips, a salad, and a potato. That's all you need. You will be full, and usually I can split that in half. I can eat 2 pieces at a time, plus one of the shallots, since each bag will have 2 shallots or 2 pieces of shallots in it. Eat my salad, eat my potatoes, and those shepherd's pepper strips. I can get 2 meals out of that. So if I eat, let's say at 6 o'clock in the evening, hey, at 9 o'clock, I might be hungry again. I can eat the rest. Just heat it up in the microwave and eat it. Or I can save the rest for the next day and eat it for dinner the next day. I've done it both ways. So that's how you can, save if you're single, or if, it's just two of you. And if it's 2 of you, of course, you're going to need more fish than that. But you may already do that. This is just for people out there in the YouTube verse who may want some ideas or whatever on how to stretch your dollar. So I'm getting 3 meals out of what I bought. 3 meals for $12. Not too bad. So yeah, food inflation has gone crazy and whatnot. But I mean, you can try to stay ahead of the 8 ball by growing your own, preparing your own meals in advance, that type of thing. So these will go into the big freezer, and that will be, not to mention, I've done this too with bluegills. Well, I do it with bluegills. I always freeze my bluegills, and I only go so many pieces at a time because I know how many pieces I'll eat, which is usually 3 or 4. And y'all know how I clean my bluegills. After I clean them, I don't cook them whole or half or any of that. I do one little fillet off the side. I separate the tail, and then the other part is the body. That's 3 pieces out of one bluegill. And don't let it be a monster, okay? That's enough. There's been times where I've cooked only 3 pieces, which is just one bluegill. So that's how I stretch that mess over the winter. And then I put my sides with it. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Just wanted to show you how I do this because I've never shown y'all how I do like meal prep and things like that. And yep, so it's not a cooking video, but just a meal prep video. As you saw in the title, you probably thought I was going to cook, huh? Ha! Not today. My sister told me about this new place we have. It's a food truck, and it's called Seafood Hut. My sister's been raving about it. Maybe 3 or 4 times so far, if not more. And I told her today, I was like, okay, I'm going to be on that side of town because I have to go to the fish market, and it's right up the street from the fish market on Woodward by the hospital. So I passed by it, and I told my sister, I'll be passing by it, so I'll stop there. I did it, and she was like, try the seafood tacos. I was like, okay, I'll try them. Whew, when I tell you that's some good stuff. If my hands Well, actually, my hands aren't bad because I had on the gloves. Let me show it to you guys. Hold on. Okay, while y'all on pause, I got everything put away. I got the fish put away and the plastic and all that stuff. I meant to tell y'all too, when I was putting the fish away, I went on and put it in the small freezer instead of going into the deep freezer because I still have things I want to organize and clean that out anyway. But what I wanted to tell you is, I forgot, not only do I have the shepherd's peppers fries, I also have those zucchini fries. I have 4 bags of those. So I can flip-flop. I can either do both, you know, a little of both, or I can do one at a time, whatever I have a taste for. Okay, so this is the seafood taco. They give you 3, and I could only eat 1. So the other one will be for dinner, and 1 will be for lunch tomorrow because it filled me up to capacity, okay? But here's how it looks. And I got mine without lettuce because I have my own lettuce and I have my own arugula. This is some good stuff, and I don't know how it looks to you, but when I say delicious, it is delicious. And they give you a lot too. You know, a lot of meat in it. It is absolutely delicious. So I told my sister, okay, they have a new customer now because for the price, which isn't expensive at all, I think they give you a nice portion. I told my sister, I was like, as long as they don't change up on us, because lots of times, you know, when something's new, they'll do the best of the best to get you addicted and snatched in, and then all of a sudden things start getting less and less. Whenever that happens, I stop. In fact, I just stopped it with the place up the street from me, the shawarma spot, right on the corner of where I live. They had some of the best stuff, and they just sat there and did that. Now you hardly see any cars there. I don't expect them to make it as a restaurant, and it's a nice little restaurant. They fixed it up nice. The prices were reasonable. Well, like everybody else, they went up on the price and then decided to get skimpy with you. So I no longer patronize them, and that's the reason. And I've seen that in the reviews too. I haven't written one. I don't like to write bad reviews. I like for people to find out for themselves. But then when I read the reviews and I see that, I be like, okay, somebody else wrote it. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, you guys, so that's it for this episode. Let's see. We've been on 22 minutes, so it wasn't short like I thought it was going to be. But just wanted to show y'all that I feel I was productive with y'all today instead of just rambling on and on, which I was getting ready to start. So let me end it right now before I start up. So, okay, so slap me 5 for getting the work just about done. Saturday will be the day. My final push. I'm resting today. And yesterday I actually went fishing and got skunked, y'all. So JD and I, we've already planned our fishing finale trip to Harson's Island. We're only doing 1 because, and keep them in your thoughts, you guys. He lost his sister, one of his sisters in Arkansas. So please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. But anyway, so that's coming up. So we're gonna try to get there next week, mid-month. That's when they bite the best there. And the weeds are gone, the snakes are gone, and all that. It has gotten cold. We're no higher than 60. I think today hit 62, but it's sunny. So we're going to pick a day for next week. JD likes to research his almanac. And it's usually right on the money. It tells you when the fish are biting, where the moon is, the barometric pressure. It tells you all that stuff that goes into catching fish. It's called the Fishing Almanac. And so he has it. And he studies it, and when it said, it'll tell you the poor days and the good days. And so he needs to do that. So we're going to plan our day this Saturday. We're going to plan our day. We're going to talk and discuss it and strategize and all that. We have yet to fail. We always come back with many, many fish. So that's the plan, to try to get that limit, and we can add that to our freezer stock for the winter, and then we're all set, and that's going to be our last trip. Last year, we did it 3 times. We did a 2-day straight fishing finale. Then we went another time. But we did some fishing back in the spring before I went down and whatnot. JD's been fishing all summer at his other locations. Plus, he has a boat. And then also, we've both been fishing at Dodge Park because that's where they've been biting. Well, yesterday they did nothing because it rained the day before. Then the temperature went from 80 down to 50. So the fish were probably shell shocked just like we humans. They just didn't do anything. I caught 3, but they weren't of any, substance. And so I threw them back and came on home empty-handed. But next week, I will have foot-sized bluegills, okay? I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you. So look for that trip because I will be filming while we're there. Okay, so I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.